There are just so many games. If only there was some way to organize all of them. That was me yesterday, but I know it's something that we all struggle with. Finally though, I think I found the perfect list-based solution to this problem. But Cole from Game Thesis, no one has ever put a game on a list before. Then it looked like someone's about to make gaming history. 10 years ago, back when Quinn and I invented gaming culture, we simply had no way to organize games. Well, everything is about to change. Top 10 games you expect to see on this list. Number 10. This is one of the newer games on the list, which is why it's so low. After all, it only came out last year. But trust me when I say that it already stands out as a game on this list. Undertale. Man, this game, it's got so many things that make it a game. Characters, dialogues, stories, combating, intriguing, thought-provoking, heartwarming, everything you need in a game. There are just so many things you could say about this game. I could go on for hours. I could go on and on talking about every little thing that makes Undertale so great. But this isn't an Undertale video, am I right? I think you get the picture. Number 9. Silent Hill. The first Resident Evil game came out in 1996, but it wasn't until 2001 when the franchise released Silent Hill 2 that the game truly reached cult status with its climactic battle against the iconic Albert Wesker. Exploring the foggy Raccoon City while being chased by Pyramid Head around every corner, it's still a great horror experience to this day. After Resident Evil 4 The Room, the series has been slowly declining in quality and popularity, but ever since the release of Resident Evil Shattered Memories and Silent Hill Amnesia The Dark Descent, I've been at least a little optimistic about where the franchise will go from here. Either way, this classic game is more than enough game to be a game on a list of games. Number 8. Discovered in 1991 by excavation team Sega, Sonic the Hedgehog led archaeologists upon further research to invent the concept of speed. It was assumed that, in ancient Japan, Sonic was a forest deity famous for protecting woodland animals by running really fast from right to left in a straight line. That was until the discovery of Sonic Adventure in 1998. In Sonic Adventure, a game that would later inspire Clover Studios to create Okami, you play as the deity, or yokai, Sonic the Hedgehog as he runs not from right to left, but in a straight line on a three-dimensional plane. Capitalizing on famous Japanese lore, this game brought 3D gaming to the forefront and was a discovery that everyone agrees in hindsight was great and wonderful. And because of it, the Sega team has won the Nobel Peace Prize every year since 1998, a fact that everyone loves. Number 7. Although it was Sonic that unquestionably introduced gaming to the third dimension, it was Halo that perfected it by bringing all the control to the player. Halo was the first game in first person, a landmark achievement only trumped by their other gaming patent, guns. In Halo, you play as first person and take to the alien streets with your classic weapon, Shooter, the very first gun in gaming. There was a lot of controversy when first person was first seen on the cover of Halo with a gun in his hands, but after Halo, everyone started copying what is now called the first person shooter genre of gaming. While it's no Nobel Prize winner, it's safe to see how first person and a shooter at least deserve to be listed in a list of games. Number 6. Seaman. Number 5. Ah yeah, Final Fantasy VII, now we're talking. Final Fantasy VII was a groundbreaking JRPG, which stands for Jover-rated Piece of Geship, adapted from the critically acclaimed film Final Fantasy VII Advent Children, directed by Akira Kurosawa, the only Japanese filmmaker in existence since Studio Ghibli banned all non-anime films and television shows back in the 1950s. Inspired by such critical darlings as Sword Art Online and The Asterisk Wars, Kurosawa created a CGI cyberpunk film that was a hella dank anime aesthetic that inspired the popular 1997 game Final Fantasy VII. I only chose to include this one because of its rich history and connection to high art Japanese cinema, and for many that's the only reason it's still loved today. Still, with a remake on the way meant to capture the true artistry of the Advent Children film, maybe this series will break ground again. Number 4. Just like Halo, Metroid, along with Castlevania, inspired an entire genre of gaming, the 2D Get Lost simulator that's still around today thanks to games such as Axiom Verge and Ori and the Blind Forest. But we're not here to talk about the 2D Get Lost simulator games, because Metroid has another legacy that's even greater. That's right, Metroid Prime, baby! After years of unpopular games that nobody likes, Super Mario World, Pokemon Red and Blue, Kirby and the Crystal Shards, etc., etc., Nintendo did something right by copying the formula first introduced by Bungalow or whatever, the first-person shooter. Metroid Prime is the only reason people back in the day bought the Nintendo Purple Box, and in the Great Nintendo Fan Purge of 2006, the only game people are legally allowed to own that isn't Smash Bros. Or Zelda. Number 3. Besides Metroid Prime, there is one other Purple Box game of note that was well loved. Super Smash Bros. Melee, or as it was dubbed by the fan community who stole the rights to the game from Sakurai at gunpoint, catalyzing the fan purge, Wavedash Simulator 2K01. This game had so many classic Nintendo characters like Star Fox, so many classic Nintendo items like No Items, and so many classic Nintendo themed stages like the flat purple one. It's a shame the fan that it pissed off Sakurai like that, a moment that will forever live in infamy. Still, order the game as a 6-hour documentary. Besides Seaman for the Dreamcast, of course. Number 2. Another new game again, but this time it's a new game so good we had to arbitrarily give it the number 2 spot. It's often called the Undertale of open world games, Dark Souls. No one knows where Dark Souls came from. Some say it was by a guy named Miyazaki, but he's way too busy regretting anime to make any games. My theory is that it was born through the collective human desire to get good after losing to really smug Melee players too many times online. Whatever the origin, one thing can be agreed upon. Dark Souls is dark, it's got souls, and is a game on this list. That's 3 things. And the number 1 game you expect to be on this list, Ocarina of Time. Ocarina of Time is like the Citizen Kane of gaming. Honestly, I could spend hours talking about how amazing this game is. Hope you enjoyed this episode. I put like at least one whole effort into it, so no, not a whole lot, but you know, enough. If you like this video, maybe consider subscribing. We got more videos you can check out. Also, Quinn was featured on an episode of Bet You Didn't Know Gaming on games that are done for kids, so go check that out too. Give him a look-see. I laughed a whole lot. It was a good video. Later.